Preparer penalties show up a lot on EA Part 3 because they test professional conduct, not just math. The exam loves scenarios where a preparer cuts corners, ignores rules, or fails basic record keeping. Your job is to spot the penalty category fast, then match it to the right dollar amount or percentage. Think, what did the preparer do wrong first? Then, what's the penalty? A big exam trap is mixing up negligent behavior with willful or reckless behavior. Understatement penalties under IRC 6694 are split into two buckets. The lighter bucket is an unreasonable position. The heavier bucket is willful understatement or reckless disregard of rules. When you see words like willfully, reckless, or ignored the law, your brain should jump to the harsher 6694B penalty structure. Here's the money number they love. For IRC 6694B, the penalty is the greater of $5,000 or 75% of the income derived or to be derived by the preparer for that return or claim for refund. Notice it's greater of, not lesser of. And it's tied to the preparer's fee income, not the taxpayer's tax bill. Record-keeping penalties are another Part 3 favorite because they're compliance-driven. Preparers generally must keep either a copy of the return or a list of returns prepared, plus key identifying info for the required retention period. On the exam, they'll give you a preparer who shreds everything for security. Security is nice, but it doesn't override required retention. You're being tested on the rule, not the excuse. Penalty amounts can change, so in real life, you verify. The IRS keeps a dedicated tax preparer penalties page that lists categories and current amounts. On the EA exam, you'll use the amounts provided by your course materials, but the mindset is the same. Don't guess. If you're advising a firm on procedures, document the source you used, like the IRS penalties page, and update your internal checklists when amounts change. Bianca is an enrolled agent who gets personally audited after a former client reports possible misconduct. The examiner finds she understated tax on several returns due to reckless misconduct and willfully ignoring the law. What's the potential penalty under IRC Section 6694B? The choices include a lesser of formula, a greater of formula using 100%, and a greater of formula using 75%. Think about it. The correct answer is the greater of $5,000 or 75% of the income derived for each return or claim for refund. That's the 6694B, willful or reckless bucket. A tempting wrong answer is the 100% option because it sounds harsher, but the tested rule is 75%, not 100%. Priya is a tax preparer who doesn't keep copies of returns she prepares, and she doesn't keep a client list either. She deletes client information and shreds files after tax season for security. She does print a copy to give each client. For the 2023 tax year, what penalty does she face for failing to retain a copy of the returns she prepared? Options include no penalty, 100, 60, or 600 per failure. Think about it. The correct answer is $60 per failure. Giving the client a copy doesn't satisfy the preparer's own retention requirement. The tempting wrong answer is no penalty, because it feels like the client copy should be enough, but the rule is about what the preparer must retain, not what the client receives.